thoughts will be beneficial for your experience.
Welcome. It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. Please, make yourself at home. Thank you. I do like to personalize my home as much as possible. I like that it tells a story about people's personalities. Oh yes, that painting has been handed down to me as a gift by a colleague of mine. A rather obscure collection. The very origins are shrouded in mystery, like the truth we both seek tonight. Please, ask away. I believe in giving back to the community. After all, we're all interconnected. That is correct. The whole situation with the murder case. Forgive me if I appear a bit emotional about the topic. It has been a difficult situation for all parties involved. Victor. The young man was practically like a son to me, with his death and the circulation of whispers suggesting many people's involvement, including my own. You cannot imagine the type of distress it causes to one's psyche. What have you heard from the press? That, dear, is what I fear. The press, nowadays, look to get a story out. It doesn't matter how factual or how false it is, as long as the money flows in their wallets to fatten their bellies. Hence why I am more than grateful that it is you I am speaking to. You always showed a level of decorum and a respect for integrity, a rarity in this city, no matter how beguiling it is. No flattery. I tend to find those unsavory. I have spoken about only telling you the truth, although I wouldn't want to lie to you even if we weren't in a setting like this. Where were we? Yes, the murder. Before we get to the main subject, I believe it would be fair to start from the beginning. Is that okay? Of course. I couldn't agree more. I'd be delighted to offer any assistance I can, since a little cooperation goes a long way. Victor and I met on the day of our casting for Married in Paris. He was a fresh face, a nervous wreck, but he pulled it off. The kid had a natural gift, even though he thought he had a poor performance to get a role as one of the main cast. The look on his face will never not be priceless. Mind if I smoke? Something to smooth out the edges. Thank you. Normally, I wouldn't do this with Gus. Anyway, the kid had something special. Others could see it by himself. And the best thing, this wasn't just his dream. He did it to get close to a girl. An old high school sweetheart. Poor guy could never let her go. That's the funny thing about fate. The threads of fate are easily tangled, especially if pulled too hard. Precisely. And please, tell me if I'm going too fast. I know you're writing all of this down and I wouldn't want you to miss any details for your work. Oh. I'm pleased. Back to the story. He landed the main lead of the movie. And ironically, Kath, his high school sweetheart, was the love interest of the main character. Ironic yet perfect for him. This was his chance to get close to her after 2 years. I happened to play as a support character to help the protagonist to learn valuable life lessons to aid him toward his growth for the love interest. This opportunity led us two actors to develop a bond. The hours of practicing our scripts and lines. There were some connections he had to the main character. The idealistic views, the insecurities. More of a loner, if the shoes fit, so they say. Oh, one thing he said has stuck out to me. I could never forget it. He said, I am always coming, but never arriving. I am always here, but never present. Maybe you can make sense of the meaning of it. Are you okay? Here, let me go prepare some tea. I'll be back, okay? Here you go, dear. I apologize for not asking if you would like anything to drink when you arrived. It wasn't very thoughtful of me. I appreciate it. I do care about your well-being and how you were treated. On top of that, I thought I would join you with drinking tea so you wouldn't have to be alone. Thank you. The blend is quite rare. It's one of my favorites because it has a calming effect on me whenever I am stressed. Hopefully it does the same for you. You have a fondness for rainy nights like these, don't you? I can see it in the way you look at the window. I can't blame you. I always found the rain to be therapeutic. This rain reminds me of a night long ago. Or was it tomorrow? Don't mind me. Just random music late at night. How are you feeling? I had no idea you had been having trouble sleeping as of lately. Then again, we are strangers. If you want, we can postpone this interview and we can schedule it for another time. Okay. If that is your decision, then we will continue. Hector and I had our own way of acting. Where his is more natural, I include the combination of natural and method. When he's there shooting his scene, it was difficult not to feel proud of all the hard work we put into our scripts for practice. Outside of acting, he was the son I never had. Kind, smart, even when he thinks he's unintelligent. It's his innocence that makes him charming. a good kid. One night after our shoot, we all went to spend time at a party after successfully finishing the movie. Music, drinks, debauchery, blackjack. It was the American dream. To live life at the top of society. Indulge in the finer things of life. Unfortunately, that thin veil was shattered. Victor had a bit too much to drink. He never had a lick of liquor in his life. Naturally, he wouldn't be able to hold it. The woman he could never let go. Kath wasn't particularly enthusiastic with his drunken advances and the way he tried to beg her back. The co-star tried to stop him, and you can guess how that turned out. The irony of it all, everything he has done to win her back, only to push her further away. Time seems to repeat itself, it seems. That's right. Though the reports say he was kicked out. That is true. However, there is another element to the story which was left out. Victor and Felix, the co-star who confronted him, fought in the party. And Victor getting kicked out was the two fighting their way out. It took myself and a few others to break them up. To that, I offered to take him home, sober him up. He already made a fool of himself. Reprimanding him felt unnecessary after all that transpired. He already looked as if the gravity of his situation weighed on his conscience from the beating. He was lucky no one called the police. And the next day, well... Turns out, he was found in his living room, bleeding from his chest. Lifeless. 3 bullet holes. Correct. His mother was concerned. She has always been overprotective of him, from what he told me. So naturally, she checked up on him after not hearing a phone call from her boy. I would be lying if I say she wasn't the only parent grieving, although I am only a father figure. That's where the investigation comes in, with all of us being interrogated from that night. Thank you for your kind words. A tragic affair which we all must navigate. But then again, life is full of unexpected endings, I'm afraid. Many suspect it was Felix, considering he had a physical altercation with Victor. And those two had a history together. Jealousy. Love for a young woman. They were always in competition on who could get Kath first. This is also true. Others suspect I could possibly have done it, since I was with him last. And, in your opinion, what do you suspect? The truth, like a shadow, always seems to lengthen when the light grows dim. What's wrong? You hear it, don't you? The whispers that crawl inside your skull. You know, it's the strangest thing. I can't quite remember my name. The answers you seek are closer than you think. But sometimes, the answers we seek are the ones that we should fear the most. You're so close to the truth, my dear. A little further and you'll see everything. Yes and no. I killed him, and I didn't. But the real question is, Was he ever real to begin with? The press and police reports say exactly as stated. And the body back. But is it all truly real or a figment of illusion? You know, this room has seen many things. Many of those things were all you. We met before. Oh, but we have. Maybe not tonight, of this time, of this world, but we have met. When I look out that window, I see a city with history many have all forgotten, but I haven't. And you, little bird, have forgotten far more important people than me. It's a shame and a blessing in disguise. Oh, love, we all get what we deserve, and I've waited from our dads since the beginning. Oh no, what happened to the front door, I wonder? You had a nightmare last night, have you not? In the black figure you've seen at the corner of your eye. Just like all the other versions of you throughout history. And each one was beautiful like the rest. A mind so fascinating and beautifully fragile. Such a perfect creature. You ran back into me, where we're meant to be. I know you're scared, baby. I know. But now we won't ever have to be separated again. Because I'll take you home with me, where we can eternally be together. And I'll transform you, so your mind can withstand what it cannot. We will be together forever.